Hello, fellow comic book lovers, collectors, and aficionados. Vin Crew here with his most current back issue, his most current bitch back issue comic haul, and this will be the one that focuses on the books that were is able to pick up predominantly at the big con that I always look forward to going to, and this is in large part due to everyone that reached out and took advantage of the most recent support a comic book addict sale that I had, and I can never say it enough as thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing this. There's just no way I would be able to pick up the type of books, the caliber of books that I have if it weren't for that, and it is just so humbling and grateful for that to happen. And just want to get started here. I've got ton of books to show. So this first group of books here are all books that are for they're more double, so they're for sale and or trade. If you're interested, just reach out to me. This is DC Superstars of Magic number 11 featuring Zatanna. New Teen Titans number 16, first appearance of Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crew. I do believe that this is Master X's Holy Grail book. Secret Files of JSA number 1, first appearance of this hot girl, Kendra somebody. The Invisibles number 1, which has been optioned. Doom Patrol 35, first appearance of Flex Metallo, who is in the DC streaming service. Gen 13 number 1, J. Scott Campbell. This is the DC Millennium version. Batman Gotham Adventures number 14 with a great Harley Quinn cover right there. Batman and the Outsiders number 1. Batman and the Outsiders number 11. This is the origin of Katana. What the number 3. This homage is probably the most one of the greatest stories ever told in comics as far as I'm concerned. Kraven's Last Hunt has Peter Porker and then Raven instead of Kraven. X-Men Origins number 1, Gambit. This is arguably one of the, if not the more sought after of the issues in the set. Amakami Girls number 3 featuring Dula Dent, but it also has Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Catwoman. So basically all the Gotham City Sirens. Warlock and the Infinity Watch number 2. I'll have to admit this is more of a spec play on my part. The thinking for me is that if for some reason the Infinity Stones end up staying in the MCU or Thanos does, they're going to need some kind of a team to protect the Infinity Gems, and hence the Infinity Watch. Not only that, but you factor in all the hubbub around Adam Warlock. It would be also a great way to keep going with Gamora and Drax, as well as some other characters. So yeah, and then you would think that this issue 1 of this Warlock in the Infinity Watch would have been the first appearance of the Infinity Watch. It really isn't. It is this book. This is the book where they first show up. Inhumans number 5, first appearance of Yelena Belovia, something like that. The second Black Widow. It's all but a given that she's going to show up in the Black Widow movie. So this book is pretty hot right now. Thor 617, first appearance of Kid Loki. Hulk 441, the Pulp Fiction homage. Captain America and the Falcon 192, first appearance of the person who would become Moonstone. And when you think about all the talk about the Dark Avengers thing, who knows? Conan 58, first appearance of Beerite, I believe is how you pronounce it. Daredevil number 2, the J. Scott Campbell cover. Once again, all these are for sale and or trade. Daredevil 111, the Dodson variant to the first appearance of Lady Bullseye. Superior Spider-Man number 31, the J. Scott Campbell variant, the connecting cover one. Wonder Woman 17, 18, and 19. So first cameo, full, and cover appearance of Cersei, I believe is how it goes, who's going to apparently be in the movie. Echo number 1, first print, Terry Moore, rather sought after. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures. This is the first appearance of Bebop, Rocksteady, and Krang, I believe. Razor and She special, the Linsner cover. There is another cover to this, I believe, but this is the first appearance of Kabuki. Dark Horse presents 100, the Hellboy cover. Echoes of Future Past, first appearance of Bucky O'Hare, as well as a great Neil Adams book. And then I was also able to pick up Batman and Beyond #1, first appearance of Batman Beyond. #2, #3, first appearance of Blight, I believe it is. This is like a $15, $20 book right now. #5, there was no 4. And #6, the Money Book, which everyone's after right now, first appearance of Ink. So if anyone's interested, I'd like to sell this as a set, I think, but we'll see. Okay, moving along here. Next group of books here. This is all kind of the cover artists that I collect. Here is the cover to the We Buy Toys, the Oz Wonderland Chronicles 0. This is a great Greg Horn cover. Gotta love that. And then Girl Crazy #1, which is Dave Stevens cover, as well as Gilbert Hernandez, who I believe is of the Love and Rockets fame. Johnny Quest #3, Dave Stevens cover, and #5, a Dave Stevens cover. Xena Warrior Princess #1, J. Scott Campbell cover. I believe it was a Poor Man's Comics that mentioned this, and I would have to agree with this statement that this is one butt ugly cover. Danger Girl preview. This was given with one of Gen 13 comics, but this is a J. Scott Campbell. And Danger Girl #6, J. Scott Campbell. Adam Hughes, Danger Girl #3, as well as this Tomb Raider magazine, which is not only a Adam Hughes cover, but there's Michael Turner work in here and some other things. So I know there's quite a few of you like Comic Fan. I believe it's Read Comics, maybe Gino Bonino. Quite a few of you out there that collect these kind of Bronze Age series, especially kind of the kids ones, and I'm definitely one of those. This is Super Friends #37 with Supergirl. Superheroes, Puzzles, and Games, the General Mills cereals giveaway. Spidey Super Stories featuring the Fantastic Four. And then Big Jim's Pack. Now, this was given away with an action figure in either 1970 or 75. So regardless, it's about 50 years old. And I just absolutely love this kind of stuff. Not an easy book to really find. Machine Man #2, first appearance of Arno Stark of the future. Wolverine #75. I hope you can tell the color on this hologram. I hope it looks blue. I can't. It should be blue. This is the error version. The regular hologram is green, and it's not even really close to tell. It's a pronounced blue. It isn't like if you hold it in the right way of the light, oh, it looks a little blue. That might be the error. No, it's definitely blue. It just, for some reason, the green didn't get in there. These don't go for a lot, maybe 10 to 20 bucks kind of a thing, but they're just cool to have. Batman the Killing Joke. This is the Hungarian version of it, and it's a pet project of mine to collect all the printings of the Killing Joke. I believe there's like 14 of them, and I maybe have 6 or 7 of them, so I'm not that close to it. And but I love these foreign reprints too. So Deathstroke 49, just an awesome cover. I mean, look at all those heroes and villains on there. And there should have been one more. Oh. But anyway, in 52, if it shows up later. Now I finally completed my Deathstroke the Terminator Volume 1. Talk about a hard series to complete. I mean, if you really want to go at it hard on eBay, I suppose you could. But to find even these latter issues are a little bit tough. So very happy to get that one completed. Not sure who it was who showed this in a video. KMN Comics, maybe. I don't know. I can't. Mercenary? I don't remember. But it was This is Shadows and Light 3. And they said it was a great cover. And I have to agree. This is a fantastic Hulk cover. So I found it for $1 and I snatched it. Ultimate Comics #26. First appearance of Ultimate Taskmaster. This book here, I kind of dare you to go to the Dazzler section of your local LCS, of your LCS, and look in the Dazzler section. Now, granted, that's not going to be the busiest area of your LCS, but 9 times out of 10, this is going to be missing. Issue 33. This is the Bill Sienkiewicz homage to Michael Jackson's Thriller. And it's not the most expensive book again. It'll go for maybe 10, 20 bucks on eBay, but just a hard book to find in the wild. Godzilla, King of the Monsters 23, second to the last issue of the series. But what's caught me off guard was very fine and higher copies of this are consistently selling raw for $30 to $40 right now. So if you're able to come across this, it's it's 30, 40 bucks if you're into selling books. All right. Detective Comics 394, a fantastic Neil Adams cover. Here's the other Deathstroke. Sorry, it was out of there. But Dr. Fate #1. This got hot for a minute when they thought that this newer version of Dr. Fate was going to show up in a show or a movie or something. Khalid Nasir, I believe is how you pronounce it. Flash 345, part of the trial of the Flash with the death of Reverse Flash. Flashpoint #1, Abin Sur. This got hot for a half a minute. It had to do, I believe, with the Naomi, when that got a little bit hot, because it had to do with the Darkest Night #7 and that sort of a thing. And this got hot for half a minute. I found it for $1. I thought, what the heck. Another one of my pet projects. This is Justice League #70, the second print. I'm trying to collect all of the printings, not necessarily the newsstand and direct, but I want all the printings of the Death of Superman and Breaking of the Bad and Funeral of a Friend. So I'm pretty close to it now, but this is just one that I needed. The next #1, I saw this on an article by Topher from CBSI. Apparently, Doomsday Clock mentioned a new metaverse, and which is going to play a big part, I guess. And this is the first time that is mentioned, is in this book here, the metaverse. Not only that, but it's a Superman cover, so why not? Regan's Raiders #1 and #2 out of Solson Comics. I was not able to find 3, but what the heck, I love these Solson Comics. I know they did some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff and a few other series, so this is the Bill Sienkiewicz cover to Walking Dead #176 with Michonne. Hellblazer #1, DC Millennium version. This is now out of the 62, I believe it is, out of the DC Millennium set. I only need Flash 123 and Tech 359 to complete that, so only 2. Demon #14, just a series I'm working on featuring Clarion, the Witch Boy. Action Comics 388. Love this cover for some reason with the Legion of Superheroes, Brainiac, Bizarro, Supergirl, Superman sporting the mullet there. That was pretty cool. Bloodshot 34. This is the first appearance of Rampage, who is the villain. Apparently he's going to show up in the Bloodshot movie. I don't think it's any secret anymore that Netflix and Dark Horse Comics have teamed up, and that they're going to start using their library to create content for Netflix. So, of course, people started specking on what titles they're going to use and whatnot. And one of the ones that they mentioned was Comics Greatest World, which featured a whole bunch of new characters like Ghost and Pitbull and Vortex and a whole bunch of other ones. Now, this, and there may be one other one that came out before this, but this was sent out before the launch of the Comics Greatest World, which introduced the characters and all that. So this may be the first appearance of these greatest comics characters. So, and speaking of that, here is the silver foil variant to X #1, another one of the Comics Greatest World titles. This was not part of the Comics Greatest World, but it is a Dark Horse title. Concrete #1, the first ongoing series of him, and it's not his first appearance. That is in Dark Horse Presents #1. I do own that, and in many of the printings of it. And then, but if you would like a book, however, if you're a Concrete fan and like a book that falls in between Dark Horse Presents #1 and this book here, you might want to look for Boris the Bear #6. This features a preview of Concrete #1 in it, and it's just a great Batman and Robin anthropomorphic thing there. So, in the same vein as Boris the Bear, I'm a big fan of Milk and Cheese, and I didn't even know about this until recently. Milk and Cheese first appearance is in Greed Comics #6, which is a magazine, and then their first ongoing series, which is rather sought after and has multiple printings. But if you would like one that falls in between those two, so it's technically their first comic format appearance, that would be in this book right here, Pirate Core #2. You can see them right on the cover there, and then there's a little preview of it in the back too. So, and these are dirt cheap. Mercy Sparks #1. This was option. This is the Merhoff variant. Got hot for a minute there. Afterlife with Archie #6. This is the Peepoy, I believe is how you pronounce it, variant. And this got hot right around the time the Sabrina Netflix show was announced. I think it's still like a $20 book maybe. Fear Itself, the Stuart Immonen 1 in 25 variant. This got hot after the Endgame movie. It had to do with Cap picking up Mjolnir. I still think this may be a $20 book for this. G.I. Joe, Real American Hero #63. This is the So Much Fun variant, and shout out to Metarog. I know he has this whole set. I would love to have the whole set. It's a rather large set, so I'm slowly nibbling away at it. But this is more of one of the coveted ones in that set, so very, very, very happy to have that. All right. This is Tales to Astonish 48, first appearance of Porcupine, and just an early appearance of the Wasp. And I just love this color of this background. So, Tales of Suspense #63. This is the retelling of the origin of Captain America. Tomahawk #81. Now, this was definitely Mercenok. Got to give him credit. This is the first appearance of this character right here, Miss Liberty, who goes on and is featured in All-Star Squadron books, Justice League of America, JSA. So she's used quite often, and her first appearance is in this book right here, Tomahawk 81. All right, finally a member of the Hansi Club. This is the first print, the 39 center. And I was jokingly teasing Don, the comic book addict, shout out to you, Don, that this was finally an issue that got away from him. He just hoards this book. And it's arguably one of the only Spire books that has any kind of value. Obviously, a controversial cover. Typically, these will go around $40, maybe $30-40. High grades can go well over 100. This is not a bad copy by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, very, very happy to finally have this in the collection. Amazing Spider-Man #12. Now we're getting into some of the heavy hitters here. This is the third appearance of Doc Ock. Amazing Spider-Man #7. Woohoo! Finally my first single-digit Spider-Man. Second appearance of the Vulture, and very, very happy to have these, obviously. Now with these two, I only need 9 issues to finish all of Volume 1 and Volume 2. And those would be 1 through 6, 8, 9, and 11. So working on that slowly but surely. But man, less than 12 issues I need to finish Amazing Spider-Man. That is unreal. Avengers #2, the first appearance of the 3-toed Hulk. For some reason, they drew him as 3 toes in this. And the first appearance of the Space Phantom, and the second appearance of the Avengers. Now with this book here, I only need 2 issues, 1 and 4, unfortunately, to finish volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the Avengers. Odds, I mean, I don't know. I might be able to get a #4. To be completely honest, I might go for a GRR of #4. We'll see. I don't know. But regardless, just extremely happy to have this right now. So yes, very really. Some Fantastic Four books. Here's #17. This is part 2 of the crossover with the Quantum Realm and Ant-Man and whatnot. Early Doc Doom appearance. #15. This is the first appearance of the Mad Thinker and the Awesome Android. Number 14, this is the first appearance of Submariner doing his best guy stripper. What do they call those? The guys from Thunder from Down Under or whatever. That doing his impersonation of that with that butt shot right there. And then the last Fantastic Four I was able to pick up was number 6. So yes, a single digit, my first single digit Fantastic Four. And this is the second Silver Age appearance of Submariner and the second overall appearance of Doc Doom, as well as the first Marvel supervillain team up, and not to mention just an early Fantastic Four appearance. So extremely happy with these. Now I need 12 issues to finish all of Volume 1 and Volume 2 and 3. I know I'm just like Alex, the comic hoarder. Shout out to him. He's working on the 12 centers. I'm trying to just finish the whole run. I'll never get them all. He'll finish his way before he's got mine. But very happy to have these. All right, getting close to the end, guys. Sorry, I know it's a long vid. Just a lot of books. Picked up some really cheap Flash books that are this one here is Flash 112, which is the first appearance of the Elongated Man, and it is attached at the Staples, but it is beat to hell, and it is complete. But I only paid $25 for it. I mean, I saw a fair copy recently sell on eBay via auction for $70 or $75. So $25, I'm not too upset about that. You know, the old standard thing, if the opportunity presents to upgrade, I will definitely do so. And this next book here is one that was definitely on my want list, and I just didn't think I would ever acquire it this year. I don't know. But I saw it at the con. The con this year just didn't have the caliber of books I was used to seeing there for some reason. But regardless, I kept walking by it because I wasn't really seeing anything else. Started talking to the guy about it. He at first came down about 10% on it. Came back again and kept talking to him. And he finally came down a little bit lower to a price that I felt comfortable with. And that would be this book right here. Flash 123. This is the first appearance of Earth 2. The first time Barry Allen and Jay Garrick meet. Just an iconic cover. And the big glaring thing I think you can tell is there's a piece missing right here. And it doesn't affect the inside of the book at all. It's just like maybe somebody ripped it out to write a little something on it or something like that. But other than that, it's attached to the staples firmly. There's still some nice color to it. So very happy. I mean, I saw on eBay that detached covers are selling for about $250. So I didn't pay anywhere near that. So I'm very happy to be able to take this off the want list. So yeah, Flash 123. I was able to knock out a few Batman books. This is Batman 136. This is a great Joker cover. Now this book, even in VG, will sell for $75 to $100 on eBay. I mean, it was frustrating. I was just never able to get this until recently. So Batman 132, first appearance of the Sea Fox. Batman 129. This is the retelling of the Batman origin, as well as the first appearance of the Spinner. And 127, excuse me. This is the first appearance of Thor. And yeah, he makes his appearance in DC before he does Marvel in Journey into Mystery. But yeah, first appearance of the Thor, God of Thunder. And Batman 124. And now I'm going to tell a little story here. It's been quite a while since I have done any kind of a Craigslist thing. I don't drive anymore, so I can't really get to things quickly. But anyway, I saw this on Craigslist. I jumped on it right away. My son drove me over there, and I picked these up. Now, there were 4 books in all, but 2 of them I just threw out in the garbage. And the other 2 were this, and I picked these up for $100. So maybe you can tell me if you think I did okay on it. He told me this was the 1988 reprint, and I knew it wasn't immediately because there's usually a big box right there. This is the 1983 peanut butter reprint of Action Comics #1. This will sell for about $30 on eBay, but the book I saw, jumped on, I couldn't believe it was there, was this one right here. Batman 121, first appearance of Mr. Zero, who goes on to become Mr. Freeze. It is beat up bad. There's rips in the cover. This staple is popped right here, and there's a fold right there. But I mean, this staple is still attached. So I saw on eBay coverless with detached centerfolds selling for $300 and detached covers for $600. So for $100, I was ecstatic. I couldn't pay fast enough to get this done. So now with this, I have a consecutive series of Batman from 132 until it ends, and now with 121 I'm going to try to go for 100 until it ends. I need 24 to make that happen, so it'll be aggressive, but no big keys. In fact, the next big key I really need is either Batman 100 or is it Tech 233, first appearance of Batwoman. Those are my next two big keys that I need for Batman first appearances. So, but yeah, and I just want to take a moment too to shout out somebody right now too. And this reminded me as AFTA Comics, Alan Garrett. If you're not familiar with AFTA, please, AFTA. A as in apple, F as in Frank, T as in Tom, A as in apple. Check him out. He is an absolute treat to watch. And he is kind of like me. He's a run collector, and he's going after his DCs. He is unbelievably lucky, and I am unbelievably jealous that he is able to complete all of this Silver Age Marvel and Bronze Age Marvel. That's my goal. But that's I am so jealous, Alan. But anyway, shout out to you, buddy. I love you. Good stuff. And I'm going to end the video here with some magazines I was able to pick up. All right, found Wolverine, the 30th Wizard Anniversary book. Just goes over Wolverine highlights and whatnot. I'm a sucker for these kind of things. I think I paid $1 for it. I just fell in love with the cover. Not only that, but I love UK or foreign stuff. And this reprints like 3 or 4 Bronze Age DC comics, and just love this Huntress cover. Absolutely loved it. So snatched this for $1. Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. This is Marvel Super Special number 30. I do collect the Marvel Super Specials. And Sheena, this is Marvel Super Special number 30. If you remember that Tanya Roberts movie, woof, to me, I had a huge crush on Tanya Roberts when I was a kid. But super, super happy to have this one. And then found Vampirilla number 111. This is the second to the last of the Warren publication magazines. This is number 112, which is the last of the Warren publications. And this is about a $50 book on any given time at eBay. 30 for 111, somewhere around there. And then I was able to pick up 113, which is really the only Harris magazine that they did, and the last of the magazines. And this book here is $100 usually on eBay at any given time. This and issue number 1 are the 2 more sought after issues. So, phew, man, that's a lot of books I just showed, and thank you for being patient. And shout out to everybody once again. Master X and Doom 143 and Hans, Captain Strangeliffe, Comic Order 410, Tom Ryan. I don't know, I'm just wasting time here, but you guys all know who I follow, you big time. And but yeah, Ben Crew signing off.